In Jonglei state, politics is once again making headline. Governor Dr. Guy Cook has sent a new list of cabinet nominees to President Salva Kiir Mayardit. This comes after an earlier list sent on August 5th was leaked to social media. The leak caused a lot of public outcry. The original list included a reshuffle of the state government where 7 ministers were going to be removed. It also proposed replacing the Bor County Commissioner James Guy Machar with former Commissioner Changfied. When the document went public, it sparked controversy among resident and civil society groups. Many activists accused the state leadership of failing to protect confidential government matter. They warned that such political carelessness could create unrest in Jonglei. Speaking to Radio Tamazuch, the governor press secretary Manas Ganylual called the leak unfortunate. He confirmed that the governor at once had since submitted a revised list to President Salva Kiir Mayardit. Lual said, "We are still in Juba waiting for the new cabinet to be appointed. The leaking of the first list did not come from us," he said. "It most likely came from people in the office of the president who were unhappy because their prepared candidate were not included in the list." He also explained that Governor Guy Cook is still committed to serving the people of Jonglei. The governor will return to the state once the deputy governor and the new minister are officially appointed. For now, Jonglei residents continue to wait as political maneuvering in Juba slowed down the state leadership transition. Meanwhile, in Western Barghazal state, a youth activist is raising a strong concern about how young people are treated in South Sudan. Jokino Samuel Futu, founder of the Al-Gadrin Youth Association, condemned the practice of using youth on the front line during wartime while neglecting them in peacetime. He spoke during an interview on iRadio Sundown program. Futu explained that during time of conflict, youth are at the forefront, risking their life on the front line. Conversely, in peacetime, they are often neglected to the background. He pointed out a major imbalance in representation. Women are granted at least 35% of leadership position, while youth are given only 20%, despite the fact that they make up around 80% of South Sudan's population. According to him, this is unfair and shows why young people must continue to demand genuine representation in government and decision making. Futu also emphasized that education is the key for youth to build critical thinking, not just a path to employment. He said young people should unite beyond tribal, political, or religious division because their struggles are similar across the country. Our challenges as young people are similar, he said, regardless of which part of South Sudan we come from. To bridge this, we must set aside our religious, political, tribal, and personal identities. Instead, we should forge new, united identities focused solely on our common youthhood, he said. He concluded by urging young people to think critically about their future and their role in nation building, reminding them that meaningful change is impossible without an education population. Here, before we continue with the African Climate Summit story, if you are watching this report on Changfied YouTube channel, please take a moment to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That way you wouldn't miss any of our breaking news update and detailed report from South Sudan and across Africa. Your support helps us grow and bring you the news that matter. Meanwhile, in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, African Caribbean leaders are gathering for a very important event. The second Africa Climate Summit is underway following the first one that took place in Kenya in September 2023. This year's summit has two major goals. One, to position Africa as a global leader in climate solution, and second, to push forward African-led adaptation, green growth, and better access to climate finance. But before the climate summit officially began, leaders also launched the second Africa CARICOM summit also in Addis Ababa. This summit aimed to strengthen ties between Africa and the Caribbean in politics, trade, culture, and diplomacy. Ethiopia Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed gave the opening speech. He told leaders that the world is changing and African can no longer afford to speak in fragment. Abiy said, the world is changing. Voices once ignored are now demanding to be heard. In this new era, we cannot speak in fragment. We must speak as one. That is why the AU CARICOM partnership matters. The summit is being held at the African Union headquarters from September 6 to September 7. It has brought together African Union and CARICOM head of state, the UN Secretary General, leader of the World Bank and IMF, and many global African diaspora representatives. The theme for the event is Transcontinental Partnership in Pursuit of Reparatory Justice for Africans and People of African Descent through Reparation. Key issues on the table include reparation for colonial and slavery injustice, sustainable development, trade and economic cooperation, climate resilience, strengthening cultural ties between Africa and the Caribbean. Major institutions such as the African Development Bank, Caribbean Development Bank, UNICA, UNESCO, and Afreximbank are also present. Civil society group and diaspora organizations have joined too, making this summit a unique space where both leader and grassroots voices are being heard. Observers believe this summit is a landmark movement in Africa-Caribbean solidarity. By standing together, this region hope to amplify their voice on global justice, equality, and climate issues. Prime Minister Abiy concluded his remark by saying global challenges demand regional unity. It is time for Africa and the Caribbean to move forward, one shaping a future where our shared history become the foundation of a common destiny. Back in South Sudan, there is tension around the Nuer spiritual leader Machar. Machar has repeatedly called on the government in Juba to release Dr. Machar, the first vice president who has been under tight restriction along with General Duoblam. So far, the government has not given any response to Machar's demand. But Machar has warned that if the government continues to ignore him, there could be serious consequences. He has threatened that failing to release Dr. Machar could lead to attack in Malakal and other surrounding areas. This statement has raised alarm among communities and observers as the Apna region is already fragile and vulnerable to violence. The situation is still developing, and many believe that the national government needs to address Machar's demand before the crisis grows larger. Well, today's news highlights 4 key stories. Jonglei state is facing political uncertainty as Governor Guy Cook reshuffle list await approval in Juba. Secondly, a youth activist in Western Bargazal is calling for better representation and unity among South Sudan youth. Thirdly, Addis Ababa is hosting historic Africa Climate Summit and Africa CARICOM Summit, aiming to unite Africa and the Caribbean for global justice and cooperation. Firstly, Makwaitu, the Nuer spiritual leader, is praising the government to release Dr. Machar, warning of possible attack if ignored. These stories show how South Sudan internal politics, its younger generation, and Africa's wider role in the world are deeply connected. From leadership, struggle, and youth advocacy to continental partnership and spiritual demand, they remind us that peace, unity, and justice remain fragile but essential for the region's futures. If you are new to this channel, if you are watching this report on Changfied YouTube channel, please take a moment to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any of our breaking news update and detailed report from South Sudan and across Africa. Your support helps us grow and bring you the news that matter. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.